Okay, so Prezi Next is something that's new to us this year and we're still trialling it. It doesn't quite have the same functionality that Prezi Classic has got, but I'm going to go with it, see how it is, and hope that it works as well as Prezi Classic did for what we wanted. I'm not saying Prezi Next is not as good in terms of a presentation tool, but for what we use it for in this module, it's perhaps not as versatile. But here we go. So I'm kind of learning how to use it myself as well. So I just want to show you some of the basic stuff that how to use it. Okay, so the first exercise we want you to do is to add your timeline, your vocational, I'm going to just delete that so I can show you how I got it, where you are in terms of who you work with and what end of this timeline, if you like, a work timeline, the spectrum you're on. So what we would like you to do, I'm just going to mess around with that to make it even, is to add where you are in here. So to do that, I'd like you to insert, and this is basically the only column you need to really use for adding things. So we're going to insert an arrow or a line, and what you see comes up on the side here. So select one, doesn't matter which colour it is. Okay, I'll just close that down for tidiness, and then I'm going to, whoops, you can see what happens if you press that middle one. So if you get the little the square like that with the arrows, no, not that one, which one is it? That's what I want to do. I want to move it up there. I'm going to drag that down a little bit to straighten it up. And what I'm trying to say here is I basically cover the people I work with are, I can stretch it along there. Woo, woo. Most people I work with are along here. So for those of you that have filled in the Padlet, you've already kind of addressed this, but I work with people who are in work but unwell, and I also work with people who are in work and off sick and who have been working but have been off work for some reason. So that's basically who I cover. So what I would like you to do, I'll show you as well, you can make that line thinner if you want, so you can decrease it to make it a little bit thinner. And then I'm going to add a photo, so I'm going to insert image. I've then got to remember in all my photos, look, I've got one up already here, have I? Oh dear, you've seen all my pictures. That's all my family photos, and then select one. I'm going to select that one. That can then be moved to the side, and I can make it little. You don't want a big one of me. And then just drag it to there. Okay. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of text as well. So I'm going to insert text. So that'll start there. Move it over there. I'll add to it first. I'm going to say I work in the, if I do this, I'm hoping, decrease size, it should be pretty straightforward. If you want to, you can change the font, you can make it a bold, italic, different background colour if you want to see what that does. So it colours in the box, you can align it, if you want to centre it, put some bullets in. Ignore animations because that's more for presenting tool. So let's just make that a bit smaller. So I work in the independent sector as an OT and VR specialist. I recently left SHU and was the course leader for this program and also module leader for this module. Something like that. So say a little bit about yourself, make it small enough to fit in there, and then I'm just going to shuffle that along, and then it just gives that. Okay, and then if you roll your mouse in, you can read it. So even though that's the page there, you can make it so it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is how small this is, and I'm probably going to have to go back and make it a bit smaller anyway so that everyone can fit in. because we've got 10 people that need to fit underneath here. Also, if you can, leave a little bit of a gap, because there is an exercise in the next session that we'd like you to add something to it. So if everyone could just fill in down there, get as close as you can. If you want to make me smaller or the person above smaller, I will keep checking in and kind of making sure everything's tidy, so don't worry about running out of space. The only other thing I'm going to have a mess around. You can create your own blank if you want, blank page if you want. I'm just going to show you in case we choose to use it later. So there, I don't know if you saw, I saw insert and I clicked on video. You won't be able to use the upload file video. You will have to use YouTube. And if we do any recording, I'll show you how to do that later on in the module. But if you find your YouTube clip, I've just found something random, and then put it wherever you want. If we do get you to put a YouTube video on, I will be getting you to put it up here. Like I said, I haven't decided yet. And then it should automatically save, she says. Let me find the save. Is there a save file? Save. Maybe it doesn't. The old version used to automatically save, so regularly try and check, or Control and S you can press. It is helpful if you're using a laptop to use a mouse, and as I know some people are using are using tablets, it may not be possible to add to this quite easily using a tablet, so be mindful of that as well. Then you can scroll about, you can see all little bits and comments, you can see this, that and the other. What you won't be able to do is play videos unless you're in present mode here. Okay, so you can still scroll about like this as you will be doing with one of the activities in the next session. But what it will do is, if there's a video, you can click on it and it will play the video. I have no idea what I've chosen there. And then just press escape to get out the video. So hopefully, I'm going to delete that now because we do not need it, but hopefully at least in this very first induction session, we will be able to populate the whole of this, and then I would like to be able to add to it. So I might have to kind of squeeze stuff in a bit, so you might find that the things that you've put on have been made a bit smaller, but as I say, you can just roll in and have a look at the different comments by scrolling in and out. So whether that made any sense to you, I'm not sure, but have a go, give it a go, see what you make of it, and have a practice on some blank sheets and add to our joint Prezi, which will be fantastic.